40 years ago today, the world stopped. The Challenger space shuttle lifted off from Florida's coast and just moments later exploded, stunning the nation. Our Julia Miller is in Tallahassee at the Challenger Learning Center, where the men and women on board were honored today.
In a special service on Wednesday, many gathered here to remember the 7 lives lost on the Challenger and to reflect on their legacy, a legacy that continues today through the Challenger Learning Center. On the morning of January 28, 1986, just 73 seconds after liftoff, the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded, killing the entire crew.
Sharon Krista McAuliffe.
7 people in total, including a teacher. As the nation mourned, leaders at Wednesday's service say something meant to last grew from that tragedy, the Challenger Learning Center, a place built on what all 7 astronauts believed in, education and exploration.
They envisioned a future where young people would be encouraged to reach higher, explore further, and believe more deeply in what they could achieve.
Since then, millions of students across the country have walked into Challenger Learning Centers, carrying that legacy forward through science, technology, engineering, and math.
This center represents the foundation upon which we build the next generation of engineers, scientists, healthcare innovators, and explorers.
A legacy also shaped by Dr. Norman Thurgood, a NASA astronaut, friend, and classmate to many of the crew members lost on the Challenger.
All of those folks were superhuman beings in their own right, whether they had been astronauts or not. And they were doing what they did because they thought it would benefit not just themselves and their family, but all of us.
Thurgood, along with family members of the crew, worked to turn that grief into purpose, bringing plans to state leaders and pushing for funding to keep that mission alive. On Thursday on the Senate floor, they say a proclamation will be read into record recognizing January 28, 2026 as Space Shuttle Challenger Remembrance Day. Reporting in Tallahassee, Julia Miller, WCTV Eyewitness.